My friends, a lot of exciting things are happening that I wish that people 20, 30, 40 years ago who've since passed away, who were fighting the New World Order and the private crime syndicate, could have lived to see. At time of taping this, there's 209 sponsors to audit the Fed. They're only 11 sponsors away on being able to pass that bill in the House of Representatives. The private Federal Reserve hijacked this nation in 1913. It's never been audited. They've arrogantly said on Lair NewsHour, former Fed Chairman Alan Greenspan, that they're above the law and no agency, no court, no government can investigate them. No one is above the law. This is incredible. This is the shadow government. And we've gone from only a very small minority of people knowing the Federal Reserve is the true government of this country, itself only a regional governorship of these offshore private banking syndicates, to now a majority waking up to this fact. In fact, today on June 10th, June 11th, tomorrow is the Infowars.com money bomb. Forbes, Congress subpoenas Fed over Bank of America deal. AP, Congress subpoenas the Fed. This is so exciting. That's separate from the bill to audit them. Congress is now subpoenaing them about where hundreds of billions of dollars went. Every time Congress asks, the Fed says, you have no jurisdiction over us. That's insane. That's crazy. But the people are waking up, and that veneer of invincibility, of infallibility the Federal Reserve had, the private banks, is now evaporating. That's why you got to support the Infowars.com money bomb. Ladies and gentlemen, we sell books, we sell videos. I put my films out for free. I try to fund things with radio advertising. It isn't enough. We need to hire more video editors, make more films. We need to start the TV show, finish building the TV studio that we're setting up. We've done so much in the last year since the first money bomb, and your financial support in 2009 is more important than ever. The globalists, the private banks are taking over right now. They're trying to set up a new bank of the world. They're openly trying to pass global carbon credit taxes to micromanage, and as Nancy Pelosi said, Speaker of the House, to categorize and track everything we buy, sell, and do. This is the new tyranny, a high-tech tyranny. But people are waking up everywhere. And out of the thousands of prominent organizations and people in the United States alone fighting the New World Order, fighting globalism from across the political spectrum, nothing is bigger or more effective than Infowars.com and the films I make in the syndicated radio show. And I want to expand the films. Instead of making 2 or 3 films a year, I want to make 4, 5, or 6. But only with your financial support. You do that by buying the books and videos, and I appreciate that. And you do that by supporting the sponsors. But it isn't enough. I'm stepping up to the plate. I'm taking the challenge to try to bring down the New World Order seriously. And I know I won't do it alone, but by building our platform, where we bring on all these activists and all these good lawmakers, where we fight bad legislation and support good legislation, where we push for states' rights and state sovereignty and 9th and 10th Amendment declarations. We started that. It's exploding right now. There are so many positive things we've been able to do. There's millions of them. We've broken so many national stories. The Department of Homeland Security saying veterans, gun owners, Ron Paul supporters are terrorists. We broke that. We broke the MIAC report. We broke the report coming out where they're trying to go after the guns of the VFW halls. We continue every day to break major news stories and force them out into the mainstream media. That's why I'm being attacked by major publications across the country and the world. But we expect that. There's an old World War II saying from when my grandfather was over Europe, fighting in the Army Air Corps against the Germans. And that is, when you're over the target, you're going to be getting the flak. So all the attacks we go through, we know are an indicator of the success we're having. But look, tomorrow, June 11th, starting at midnight, in just a few hours, we're going to start the Infowars Money Bomb. And the URL is InfowarsMoneyBomb.com, or we have banners at PrisonPlanet.com and Infowars.com. And 100% of the money that comes in from this money bomb will be specifically allocated to expand the TV studios, to hire more people and up our game. Probably doubling the amount of input is our goal in the next year. Look at what we've done in the last year. Finding bigger studios, moving in, renovating them, building these studios, making the Obama deception, putting it out for free. Think of all we've done. We're countering with hundreds of thousands of dollars what George Soros does with billions. And that's not counting the federal government. As I said, taxing you, taking your money and using it against you. Don't let them buffalo you. Don't let them intimidate you into thinking it's bad to give to make a change in the world for the better. They use your money against you. You've got to start using your money against them. And you can do that by buying organic food. I mean, that's a great case point example. 10 years ago, you couldn't find organic food in grocery stores. Now most of the food is organic because people voted with their dollars. It's the same thing. When you buy our books and videos, when you spread the word about the radio show or the films or Infowarrior.com or the other sites, when you give $5 or $100, all of that is voting with your dollars. And if all of us start doing that, not just with My Money Bomb, but with other organizations and other alternative media, we can grow. We can take these people on. We're having a huge effect. Congress has hearings. The Violent Radicalization Act linking anti-globalist groups with terrorists, saying they've got to shut down the web and restrict our free speech. Jay Rockefeller's on record saying it now. They're trying to shut down the alternative media. We need to explode it in size. So as they try to restrict it, we've got a better fighting chance of defeating them. There's so many other reasons. Bottom line, look at what we've been able to do. Bottom line, look at the success we've had. Look at all of the people and news stories and information we've brought to the fore. Look at the huge effect we're having. We need to intensify that. We need to expand that. And that's what this 2009 Infowars.com Money Bomb is all about. Please visit the site. Please spread the word about the Money Bomb, because even if you can't donate, spread the word about it to others out there who are supporters of us but may have forgotten about the Money Bomb or haven't checked it out. And we're going to dedicate ourselves to redoubling our efforts in the next year to taking on the globalists, because, as Ron Paul has said over and over again, in this key juncture in time that he talked about years ago, that I talked about years ago, many others did, we are now in that key juncture of time. Listen to me carefully. When the globalists have engineered this crisis through problem, reaction, solution, they plan now to get their Bank of the World, their new global regulatory body, over taxation, interest rates, currency rates, and you will pay your carbon taxes to them. We told you that a decade ago because it was in globalist documents. Now it's mainstream news. You understand? So right now they're trying to use the crisis they created to stampede the people into accepting this new world government as the solution. They're holding us hostage. They're saying, we're not going to loan money to get the economy going until you give us trillions more. And it's come out in the Associated Press. They're not even spending the money on getting mortgages going. They're hoarding it to implode the economy more so they can buy up even more of the imploded economy. You understand that? So they're trying to use this crisis they've engineered to grab total power. But they're strong and weak during this flux point, this flux period. We can come in during this period and point out they've committed the crimes. They're the New World Order. They are the progenitors, the creators of the crises, and point out we need to go back to the true free market, true liberty, true freedom. And point out that this isn't socialism we're seeing. This isn't the failure of capitalism. This is crony capitalism, a hijacking of the free market through our governments. It's up to you. Are you going to let the globalists put carbon taxes on you and one-child policies and micromanage every facet of your life and have new taxes to fly airplanes or buy meat, literally want taxes on beef, taxes on cows? Are you going to let them ban your outdoor space heaters or your indoor fireplace? Are you going to let them set up the animal ID and the premises ID to shut down the farms and ranches? No. You got to fight and fight hard and support the bills to abolish the Fed and audit the Fed. Anyways, 2009 Money Bomb, the choice is up to you. The ball is in your court. Please support us on the June 11th, 2009 Money Bomb that's about to start.
And, you know, mainline media right now reporting Reinfeldt, who's the Swedish prime minister, is pushing for a carbon tax in Europe. Oh, let's tax everybody to breathe. Let's tax people on the homes they have, the cars they drive, the amount of children they decided to have. Speaking in Brussels on Tuesday, Prime Minister Frederick Reinfeldt urged other countries in Europe to implement a tax on carbon dioxide to help reduce greenhouse gas emissions. See, this doesn't reduce anything. Doesn't reduce a thing, folks. Okay, what it does is it charges you a tax to breathe and live. That's what this is. If we're not going to fight tooth and nail that we don't have to pay to breathe air and eat food and live in a home and drive a car, what are we going to fight for? Do we literally have to be chained up and just being mauled and tortured before we even yelp, before we scream, oh, no, stop torturing me, no, we're just going to take it, right? We're just going to take this carbon tax. It's a great idea. European Union's behind it. Must be good. It's about globalization, right?